Hi guys, Rowan Eagles here again. Just want to give you a bit of a report of how we went on in our TLR meeting on Saturday. We went to Prahran. We went there on an earlier time, 5 o'clock, and we had some teaching about the tabernacle and the process of coming to salvation and understanding how that works in the new covenant time. And we had some good questions and some controversial questions that were asked that we dealt with also, which was quite interesting. Very cold day. We went out in the street and we saw a number of healings. We had even a special guest come down from New South Wales down to Melbourne to help with the KickStarting on the streets, and I'll introduce you to her in a moment. And yeah, there was a lot of people healed of bits and pieces and asked questions, and were able to have good fellowship and talk about deliverance and what's happened and people's experiences, things like that. So it was overall a reasonably good night, and we had some young people that came also to learn about healing, and they went down the street and learnt about approaching people and seeing them healed and things like that. So I'll just introduce you to our special guest that came down from Wagga Wagga. Here she is.
Hi, how are you guys?
How did you go out in the street? You went out in the street and you took those couple of young guys,
Yes.
and showed them healing. And how'd they go? You want to talk a bit about what happened?
Yeah. First, I showed a person Mark how to grow out a short leg, and he's never done it before, and his brain's still trying to catch up with what he saw. He's going, I couldn't believe it. I just saw it grow. So when we down the street, he was able to lay hands on a couple of people, and he saw their legs grow out.
Yeah.
And then we got lost. We got
lost in the freezing cold night.
Yeah, we got lost. We were walking in the
freezing
wrong
cold.
direction. But fortunately, Mark had a Google Map thing on his phone, and we were able to come back. And on the way coming back, we actually came across a lady, and she was on crutches. She was wearing a moon boot. And AJ, what had happened was she had fallen over and she had broken her ankle.
Yeah.
She had several pins and screws in her foot, and she had actually 2 metal plates. So what we did was, she's just standing there on the footpath. So the boys got to lay hands on her, and I just distracted her by talking and saying who we are and what we were doing. And she was so thankful. You know, sometimes people feel like the people out on the street, they're really fearful about their approach. But it is not like that at all. It's really easy. And more often than not, we have people come back and say, oh, thank you guys, I'm just feeling the love, and thank you. So we exchanged contacts because she had the moon boot on for 8 weeks. She's got to wear it for another 2 weeks. She goes back to the surgeon to remove the screws. So I said, well, it'd be really cool if she had an x-ray of the foot, and if there wasn't anything there, that would be cool. So I said, I'll just text us and see what happens. That would be really cool.
Yeah, fantastic.
So we did ask her, oh, what do you feel? And she goes, oh, I'm feeling heat. Heat. It feels really hot. So all we know is that something was happening there. So we just wait if she gets back to us.
Fantastic. No, it's great. Yeah, we did talk about that a bit, about how people, when they're getting healed, they feel a bit of heat sometimes, and sometimes very hot. And that happened also on Saturday. So we had a bit of a discussion about that. So that was good to learn that. Yeah, and we even grew some legs out as a demonstration even before we went out on the street.
Yes.
And everyone come up and watched the legs move out and come the same length as the other one. So God is good. People even this Saturday saw in Melbourne, saw people being healed, heard sound doctrine. It was very controversial for a few people that were questioning things, but it was good. There was people from all sorts of different backgrounds, so we always have these interesting discussions to help people understand where we're coming from and how the church operates and who the church is. Rather than talking in a way where we mix it up the Old Testament things with New Testament or New Covenant things. So we had discussions on putting clarity onto those things to people. So it all worked out pretty good. How many people do you think we had? About 25 or 20?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a
Roughly
smaller group,
something
only
like
about
that,
20 or
yeah.
25. But it was still good, and we'll probably have it in a different place next time because the parking was a bit difficult in that area, and yeah, that sort of costs money to park and everything like that, so I won't do that next time. But no, it was very good, guys. So thanks, Reggie, for coming down and helping us
You're
with
welcome. I loved catching up for the fellowship.
that.
And
Yeah. How long did it take you to drive from Wagga Wagga down to Melbourne?
5 hours.
5 hours. So Reggie drove for 5 hours to get there.
Yeah,
And it was fantastic. And you got lost a little bit out there in the cold, but
Yeah.
in the meantime, healed some more people while you were lost. Amen. Okay, thanks, guys.
See you guys.
All
Take
the best.
care.
We'll see you
And
next
just
time.
keep on going.
Amen.
Amen.
Praise God.